guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very insane video. I'm just gonna chit chat with you guys because that's just what we do. It's the vibe. I was going to put these press-on nails on while I talk to you, but the content of the stories I'm going to be telling you, it just needs full attention. Basically, the most insane things have happened to me within the span of 1 week that it feels like not from this world. It feels like the universe is screaming at me and in ways that are just so confusing. It is wild. I'm going to tell you everything. Look at me. Look at this right now. This is a little hint of the kind of things that have gone down. And this is not like outside, well, it is outside forces. I don't know. I think I've come full circle in understanding what are these signs meant to do to me? What is the universe trying to tell me right now? I feel like I've found peace and understanding there. I hope the video and the lighting is fine. I just really don't like using my Sony camera, my new camera. I miss my G7X. I had two, both got stolen, 2 different ways. I just want to put it out there before I talk about these crazy things that have happened to me, for honestly my own personal energetic protection, that I'm not putting this out there as in like, oh my gosh, fear this kind of stuff happened to me, but as a way to reflect on the craziness of life and how we handle situations, and an opportunity for me to connect with you guys, because you're gonna have to hear this one out. I'm protected. Nothing can enter my energy without my permission, and I am not cursed. This is me. This is future me, higher self me speaking to me. It is all light and only light. I want to put these on. Maybe if it's easy, I'm just gonna do it. So, Saturday. This starts on Saturday night. Well, I guess Sunday morning, because it was 1 a.m. So Saturday night, Sunday early, 1 a.m. I get a notification from my security camera that there's someone out front. And I open it and I look and it's so dark. It's like not catching the object, the person, whatever, clearly at all. It's just black blobs. And I see someone walk into the gate, like open the door, walk into the gate, like up to the front door. And then there's knocking at my front door. That's gonna work. Interesting. I thought I could just like throw these on. I'm just not gonna do that. What about these? Look at it. These ones look so cute. Maybe need some alcohol. Anyway, then I get knocks at my door. And sometimes there will be knocks on the door. It's 1 a.m. There shouldn't be anyone knocking on my door. There just shouldn't be, period. So I'm trying to not freak out, but it's not looking good. I'm waiting. Hopefully they'll go away. No, more knocks, not going away. And then I see on the camera, there's someone else there outside of the gate. There's a flashlight looking around. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's someone on lookout. There's someone like at the door. There's someone on lookout. Like, this is not looking good at all. And I call my sister because my sister lives very close to me, so you know, she could be there in a second. Like, she's done this before. But I basically call my sister as soon as I see someone walk into the gate, knowing it's so late, like why is someone there? Like, I think first knock is when I'm on the phone with my sister, and seeing flashlight and the multiple knocks just getting worse after I called her. So then I'm like, oh my god, I need to hang up and call 911. And this is a little like Easter egg, I think is what the word is, to the whole message from the universe thing. I've always had this like paralyzing fear of calling 911. There's times in the past where I've been so freaked out and like my sister's like, well then you call 911. And then it always like turns out to be nothing. So then I'm glad like that I was right about that and I didn't have to. There's something about like calling 911 like, this is for real, and it's like I don't even want to accept it or something. That's extremely deep and layered that we're not gonna go into. So it was kind of always this hidden fear of what would I do, how would I react really in a true emergency? Am I gonna freeze or am I gonna act? Am I gonna fight? What's gonna happen? So then I called 911. What is going on? I'm terrified. It's just not, no. Call, they say they're gonna send someone. My sister arrives. I watched my sister pull up through the cameras. Basically, like, my sister's laughing and being like, oh, thank you, and having conversation with them. And then Leo comes in. So, like, Leo was brought back by them. Thinking, oh my gosh, someone was just banging on my door because they saw my dog out. But at this point, I didn't even put it together that why would he be out there should be no reason, but you never, you know, have gardeners, pool guys and stuff coming in and out of my backyard. It's possible that like a gate could be like pushed open, whatever. Told me to call them back if anything changed. So I called them back and I'm like, everything's fine. My dog just got out and these are my neighbors and they're just returning my dog. And they're like, okay, like thanks for calling us back. And then my sister's like still out there for like longer talking to them. I started to get a feeling of like, wait, should I have not canceled that? So my sister comes in, she's like, yeah, someone did try to break in. So basically those were my neighbors standing on like lookout because they were fighting off a homeless man on drugs from stealing my dog and continuously trying to break into my house. So yeah, I guess this man got into my backyard somehow, took Leo with him. They said he was trying to get into the garage. I understand why. He was just trying to like, take stuff and he was just out of his mind. So then my neighbors saw my dog like running in the street and was like, okay, something's wrong. They go to help Leo and grab Leo. And then the tweaker guy is like, what are you doing to my dog? This is my dog. And then he's trying to take Leo, and he told them that he was gonna come back to get into my house when they left. So then that's why they were waiting outside with the flashlight, like not leaving, because he said he was gonna come back. And they said that they got the flashlight because they thought they were gonna have to hit him, fight him up, like physically like knock him out or something. That's so crazy because I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful, so glad that that was as far as it went, that my neighbors were out there protecting. I just feel very, very grateful that I'm safe and Gaia is safe. That was definitely a really, really loud, powerful message it felt for me, where I'm like, that's just insane. Like, I didn't even hear him in my backyard and taking my dog. Also, why did Leo just like Leo's just like, okay, like, yeah, let's go. I don't know, but Leo's safe. I'm grateful that Leo is safe. And I definitely used this incident to take a step back and be like, okay, what's going on here? What do I need to address? Something obviously around security and safety. That night, I committed to purchasing whatever security cameras measures were needed for me to be as safe as possible and for me to feel safe. So I did that. The Sunday, then I believe this is Monday, we spend the whole day getting all of these new cameras and security locks installed. I'm just home chilling with Gaia. I'm feeling like way better. I bought a keypad handle to put on my closet. That is what we were doing all day, and I thought for this just inside little handle switch, I'm capable of that. I'm actually pretty handy. So guys, like sitting here on my bed playing on our iPad, and I'm installing this lock, and I'm like, I get it in the door. How does this look? Like, I don't even know. Like, this is so embarrassing, like, to admit that it wasn't Gaia that closed the door, but it was me. What? I don't even know. I was just pressing the thing in and out and was going bloop, bloop. So why would it not open? I then become stuck inside of my closet, home only with Gaia on the other side. My phone, everything on the other side. Really terrifying. I'm starting to get a little bit more worked up on this, so I need to take a second. Also at this time, the air filters needed to be changed in the ceiling of my house, so the AC wasn't working. And it's 100 degrees. So I'm in my closet, my 2-year-old daughter's on the outside. I'm stuck in there, I don't have a phone, nothing. Like, this is huge panic. I'm like, oh my God, what can I do? Obviously, there was a lot of energy and emotions in this moment that I can't really recall what step I took first. I was mostly worried about how I couldn't contact anyone. It's just terrifying. I think you guys can understand. And as a mother too. Also things that are flashing through my mind are choices I make to be independent and, you know, choosing being a single mother in the ways that I have. Those kind of things are flashing through. And I try to ask Gaia to help in any way I could. I know that she's watching on the iPad and she was watching on my iPad, which I know is connected to Wi-Fi. Maybe I can get SIRI. I don't want to say it because I don't want it to go off right now. If I could get help that way. I was asking Gaia to find my phone, if she can give me my phone, because it was just a little tiny hole here. And what I had on the inside, and the cause of this, is I have a baseball bat in my closet because I gotta have some protection. It was there like pretty much exactly for the situation. No, I needed it in that moment. Whew. So I am screaming to Jessica, Shelly, I don't know. I just don't want to say it because I don't want it to go off because the things that I'm talking about could trigger. Call 911. There's so many fans in my room because the AC wasn't working, but then the AC is still on too, and it's fighting really hard to work, and there's just a lot of noise, and I'm behind a wall, and I can't really hear. It doesn't seem like it's working. Fine. I'm using the baseball bat in the closet to try to break open the door. Very hard. Also because the way that it's positioned, I couldn't swing to hit it because it was like, it would be like my left hand. I'm like corner like this. So that's why I'm hurt here, because it's like impact from like my left. And also, I know you guys are probably concerned about Gaia and how she was dealing with this and reacting. And she was totally fine, totally great. Basically at the end of all of this, I talked to her and about how helpful she was and how she helped save mommy, and she understands that. It was just another day to her. She did not process at all. What she did process is that she helped mommy get out of where I was stuck. So I'm trying to hit it with the baseball bat. The top of the baseball bat pops off, but then it leaves a circle. I literally have it still, but it leaves a circle of just like steel. So I'm going like into the door. I don't know if it would have continued to just then break my hand getting out, but I would have been able to get out, thankfully. But mostly I'm breaking the wood around where the doorknob is. So it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger because Gaia is bringing me the iPad. It's just too big. I couldn't get it through, or it wouldn't fit underneath the door. I'm just like breaking the wood to try to get it open enough to maybe get out or to be able to grab the iPad. The cuts are from the wood, like me reaching through and trying to grab this fly. Why, I literally am so upset. At a point, I did finally hear someone talking back to me through. It was my home pod. So that's what I was able to call for me, and someone did answer, and I was able to tell them what was happening by like yelling through the door to the HomePod. Gave them my address. After that, I couldn't hear anything, or it was like I could only hear dispatcher speaking to the firefighters, I think. After this, as I'm still chopping away at the door, which is I think the reason why it didn't break in like at all was because the door opened inwards. So if I'm trying to push it in, that's just like the opposite way. And let's not forget, it's also 100+ degrees in there. Then Gaia comes to me and she hands me my phone. She found my phone. And this is why I told her that she helped me so much. I would have told her anyway, just by her being there and like being aware. Obviously she's perfect, she's a child, she's a 2-year-old. But for me, I was trying to be like, I really need you to get mommy's phone. I knew I just had my phone somewhere here, and she knows mommy's phone. She knows what it is. She knows that she's picked it up and taken it before. So I'm like asking her, she couldn't find it. I'm watching her like look around and like not find it. Oh my God, it was so sweet. And then so she finally found my phone. She gave me the phone. I was able to do the iPad through the door like this. But then once I finally got in through the passcode, it said that the phone was in use. So I could not make any calls. When she finally brings me my phone, I see that it says 911, but it's muted. I unmute it, and then I'm like talking to them, and they're confirming the address, and they asked how they could get in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just put all this extra security on the house. How are they gonna get in? See, this is like unlocked from inside the closet. 6 firefighters come in, they open the door. One goes straight to Gaia to watch her, check on her once they got me out, and I went straight to them, and Gaia's like showing the firefighter her play area and all her toys. She's like swinging on the swing, climbing up the rock climbing things, like, look at this, which is just so adorable. They get me out. You okay? Like, is there anything else you need? I'm like, no, thank you so much. Okay, we'll just let ourselves out. What is going on? So that really put things in perspective of me of what are these moments and messages from the universe that are surrounding the feelings of fear. One was like an external, someone trying to like get into my space and having to like, protect physically. And then one is being just completely alone and having to figure out how to protect myself, Gaia, contained within. So that's the real deep stuff of that. But I think that I passed both tests. My hand, like, I don't know. I gaslight myself crazy on pain. So I think it looks worse. It doesn't, no. How it looks is how it feels. Oh my gosh. But basically determined that I could make a fist. I could like use it. Not that I could use it a lot. It hurts and it's not broken. So that was a little bit of crazy story time. That just happened in 2 days. So I'm just really feeling like, who's doing witchcraft on me? But now I feel more of that was an initiation. We can go back to how I had those thoughts about being, oh my gosh, there was a man here. If I wasn't single, we would be in this position. This is just what you have to deal with because you're a single mother. Being able to get out of those situations and create security and already just like facing those darkest fears, there you go. You initiated where you're no longer going to be like waiting, never going to be feeling incomplete without a man. Like, we don't like to talk like that, but there are just some things like when things are scary or like things are broken. So those were the two major, literally life-threatening, crazy things that happened to me this week. There are a lot of other little things sprinkled out that make the overall tone of the week just like that much more confusing. So we will talk about that. The crazy, literally mystical, otherworldly, insane week I have had. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw this reel that I posted recently. It's the Ring camera footage of a candle in my house literally becoming like a ball of fire. And it's me walking in and being like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? So that video went a little bit viral. Like, there was a lot of views on it and people saw it for like how crazy that was. But like within the context of all of this other stuff that had just happened, that's why I was like, what? Oh my God, what is going on? You guys may know by now that I'm very into astrology. So of course, I'm looking into like what's going on with planets, what is this, and what are the lessons and the themes. And it is pretty aligned for me, and it helps give me some insight on what energies are coming forward for what purpose. So that was like fear, reaction, safety type crazy events. And then there were some around relationships from the past. If there's one thing that I'm seeing the most about the transits of right now and how that's affecting my sign, it's huge on you might reconnect with someone from the past or an ex or just those kind of themes. So based on what I've told you this far of what we've seen happen in my week, you can assume that I also got some crazy things around those aspects. Luckily, those are not life-threatening, so they're not that crazy. It just all of it together creates one big whoa. First instance, I get a voicemail from a law firm claiming to represent my ex-best friend. I haven't talked to her in almost a year now, and it's saying that she has filed a restraining order against me. Again, what do we say? What the Obviously, this can't be real unless some crazy stuff is going on behind the scenes and someone's impersonating me. I was just thinking, like, this has to be a prank, but this is a not funny prank. If it was a prank, it'd be someone that I knew that was like literally being evil, like no other reasoning behind. I end up just calling her because I'm like, I'm not gonna like sit around and like be like living in fear. So I just call her and she doesn't answer, so I just leave her a message and I'm like, hey, I got this thing, pretty crazy. And then she calls me back and she's like, I got the same thing, but it said your name. I don't know. And yeah, so turns out it's just a scam I think that like we're on each other's like records because we have lived together in the past and stuff. So scammers were using people you're associated with, their names, to try to make you fall for something in order to get your information. But crazy. But yeah, that is like direct, like I was forced into conversation with someone from my past who I have not spoken to in almost a year. So that was very interesting. Next, I think this is the last of it. I found this phone. I was digging through the garage for all of these tools and stuff because we were putting all this security stuff up. I find like 2 really cracked iPhones in there, and the one that looks like less cracked, I wonder if this works. I don't know, I wanna see it, I'm gonna turn it on. I just brought it inside and I plugged it in. I wanna cry, oh my gosh. I wanna cry just because it's just so crazy. It's just why things are just coming up everywhere. Plug it in. I have it plugged in, not thinking about it, whatever. I see, oh, it turns on, cool. And I just open it, I don't know, there's no passcode. I immediately went to the photos to see what's in the photos. A bunch of photos from a time in my life. Before I could see anything more, I knew exactly what it was. Here's the backstory. After I went through my first breakup with my first love, first relationship I had ever had, I think my phone broke or it was stolen or lost, whatever it was, and all of my photos from my camera roll gone, wiped. And when I noticed that, I was like, for the better, right? If you're going through your first breakup ever, your first heartbreak ever, I think that's a great thing to happen, where you just lose all of those photos. So you cannot go back and reminisce and hurt yourself. Poof, gone. Just like he was on my Instagram feed. Poof, gone. That's meant to be in my best interest to not have access to these photos, because they're not gonna do anything for me but keep me in the past or keep me from moving on. So this time in my life was almost 10 years ago. I think you're putting it together. It had my camera roll. Insane. The stuff, the personal images and moments and just everything about my life and that relationship just decided to reappear to me. For what? So that is something from my past. How do you it's been 10 years that I have not seen these photos or had access to them, and then now I have them. So yeah. I didn't even mention that my hair is all chopped off and I am finally very blonde. That was something that happened before, the week leading up to this. I was just like so over the dead blonde ends of my hair falling out, and then I just chopped it all off. And I gave myself a terrible haircut. I did a video about this on my Instagram reels if you want to watch all that. But so basically gave myself a terrible haircut. My hair was just like brown again. And I couldn't believe all that. And I never got to be fully blonde like I wanted to be. But then I posted a video talking about exactly that. And my hair colorist was like, all right, do you want blonde? I'll give you blonde. I can take it off. But see, I have no hair. Not that I have no hair because it's dead, because I cut off all of the dead stuff. So it's actually, I have hair masks just in it, but it's actually all really healthy, thick hair. I just gave myself a terrible haircut. So this is just this whole part is so short. I know, I don't want to talk about it, except I am talking about it. But I have been playing around with some clip-in hair extensions, and I pulled a pretty fire blonde bombshell look for the 4th of July. So I'm not mad. I just ordered some tape-ins. If you want, maybe we could do that together. I need to stop with the being DIY queen, like the nails, the putting the handle on the door, the cutting my hair. I just need to stop trying to do everything myself. Was that the message? I think that is a fire way to wrap up this video. Well, I can't figure this thing out anymore. I hope you guys had a much better week than I did. But if you had a similar week, even in the slightest, I'm here to give you a perspective of it being initiation for the next life upgrade, the level up. I just discovered that it's an upcoming full moon in Capricorn. My moon sign is in Capricorn. So I'm like, okay, ChatGPT, how is this affecting me? What's going on? How this full moon affects you personally, your emotional security, motherhood, and family roles, your ability to self-soothe and regulate, deep themes of emotional responsibility, protection, and what makes you feel safe are rising right now for review. Okay, so there we go. Explained. Full moon is asking, have you been holding too much? Being too strong? Operating in survival mode? Expect insights, closure, or emotional release regarding your identity as a provider, protector, and nurturer. What? That's crazy. And then we're going into aspects of the transit full moon, what aspects it makes to other things in my chart. Moon square Chiron and Scorpio 12th house. Ooh, this one's sounding juicy. Triggered emotional pain, especially connected to abandonment, powerlessness, or being unseen. Brings up subconscious wounds for healing, especially around feeling like you have to carry everything alone or stay strong for others. So that is just describing everything that I have just been through with the fear and security stuff. My natal Capricorn moon is in my second house. So those themes are lit up. What are the themes of the second house? Self-worth and emotional value, survival, money, and your right to comfort and safety, feelings of not being held, supported, or valued. It might peak right now, but you're meant to reclaim your inner resourcefulness, not sacrifice softness. The moon wants you to honor what is the cost of emotional survival, and am I ready to soften into new definitions of support? Seeing the interconnectedness of all of the energies and planetary activations and stuff, like, this is why I'm so into it, because if I did not have these insights, like, I just got this, like, this just presented itself to me right now. Like, this is, if there's three things, oh my God. Where do I need to restructure the way I self-protect and allow in softer forms of support? Like, this is just insane. So yeah, this is why astrology and like connectedness to spirituality and stuff is like so important, I feel, for, I mean, especially me, but like everyone could be benefiting like so much from this, because if you were not aware, not connected, and you know, you had the week like I did, all this crazy stuff is happening, like you're just gonna be like straight up victim mentality, living in fear. Like you'll be thinking, why did this happen to me? What did I do to deserve this? You might spiral into negative self-talk, like you're an idiot, or you are never protected, or you are alone, you know, like stuff like that. Not being aware of the bigger purpose will just like keep you small and like keep you in a negative loop. I'm sure you guys could be like, wow, that is insane the way that like you're retelling the story of these events. And I'm just like, yeah, but I like found peace in it. But that's literally why, because I will not choose to live in fear and think that I'm being punished or someone is hurting me, or, you know, like I'm just destined to be unlucky or something. Like, that's just not what I'm choosing to take from any of this. What I'm choosing to take from it is that these are huge opportunities for me to reflect on life. Yeah, so there you go. I don't need to prove it to anyone. This is just confirmation, okay? I just had to share that because it's insane. It's literally, I'm ending the video like, maybe I should stop trying to do everything myself. Is that the message? Yeah, quite literally it is. It is, have I been holding too much, being too strong, operating in survival mode? I'll keep you updated. I think that this is actually just how it goes. You will have to go through experiences that shape you into becoming the type of person that can receive all that it is you desire and that the universe wants to give you. Stay safe out there. You're not alone. I love you guys. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some entertainment out of this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.